After a long regular season, the Eastern Conference is finally set. Let's look at it, give you some breakdowns, and some predictions. As always, I'm Garnett Ponder from Play Through the Whistle. If you like what you see here, consider liking, comment, and subscribing. In the 9-team matchup, we get a matchup between two teams who have been completely up and down this season with the Toronto Raptors and the Chicago Bulls. Although the Bulls have been playing better as of late, the Raptors have the best player in the series and they're also the better coach team. They also won the season series 2-1, so I'll be taking the Raptors to advance to get a chance at the 8th seed. In the other play-in matchup in the East, we have two teams with some history between the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. These two teams matched up in the first round last year where the Heat took the series pretty handedly. Although the Hawks now have DeJounte Murray to counteract some of the things that Heat can do, I still don't think it will be enough for playoff Jimmy Butler, as I think he will win and the Heat will win and advance to play the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. So in the game for the AFC, the Toronto Raptors will take on the Atlanta Hawks, and look, the Raptors have been one of the worst road teams in the league this year. And not only that, I feel like the Hawks have the better player in this game in Trae Young, and I feel like he could take over this game and have like a near 30-point double-double. Give me the Hawks in this one. And now it's time to look at the Hawks prize. The Hawks prize is playing the Bucks in the first round, which will be a horrible series for them. I mean, the Bucks look like a team on the mission this year. They have probably the defensive player of the year in Brook Lopez. Alongside that, they have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jrue Holiday's at an all-star level. Chris Middleton's still good. The Hawks, like I said, they brought in DeJounte Murray this offseason. They still got their guys with DeAndre Hunter and John Collins, and they still got some good role players, but I don't think they stand a chance against the Bucks. Give me the Bucks in 4. Next up, we get a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals from last year, which was a great series between the Celtics and the Heat. This time around, even though the season series was tied 2-2, I don't think we'll get so much of a great series. I mean, the Heat are obviously a worse team from last year. I mean, they got the 7th seed last year when they were the 1 seed the year before. And the Celtics are a way better team than last year. They added Malcolm Brogdon. Robert Williams now comes off the bench rather than starts. This team is dynamic. It can hit you on all levels, and I'll take the Celtics in this one to win the series in a good 5-game series. Next up is Sixers Nets, and you look at the Sixers, they have the MVP in Joel Embiid. They also have James Harden, who could give you 20 and 10 tonight. Tobias Harris is playing on a level that I didn't know he could even play at. Tyrese Maxey, you got another really good guard there alongside James Harden. The team looks really good, and then you go to the Nets. They had so much turnover this season. Their best player is now Mikal Bridges. When they came into the season with KD and Kyrie, I applaud the Nets for getting to this point, but as you see up there, Philly swept the season series, and I don't think it'll be a sweep here, but I get Philly in 5 to advance to the second round of the playoffs. Next up in the final series of the first round, and what I think will be the best series of the first round of the Eastern Conference, you got Cavs and Knicks. The Knicks, man, I look at them, and they are a really good team. Headlined by Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle alongside RJ Barrett, and some good role players there. You know, you got the 6-man of the year favorite in Emmanuel Quickly there. But the Cavs, on the other hand, they are better, in my opinion. I mean, you got Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. The list goes on and on and on of the guys they got. Karis LeVert still there. The Cavs are the better team here. They're the better coach team, in my opinion. I think they'll win this series in 6 games. We'll take a little bit more time on these matchups as they are more pivotal in the playoffs. Cavs Bucks. Look, this is the Cavs' first time making the playoffs without LeBron since the mid-90s. And their season series is tied 2-2. I am very tempted to pick them in the upset. They have the personnel to stop Giannis. I mean, with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and the other bigs there, they really can build that wall that we've seen Giannis run into in the last couple of playoffs when he's faltered. But on the Bucks side, I mean, they have been so good this year, especially defensively. They've taken away the paint and the three-point line, which is impossible to do. I don't know how they're doing it, and they almost look unbeatable at times. At the same time, this team is human. Giannis has his moments in the playoffs where he doesn't show up completely. Same with Chris Middleton. Jrue Holiday should be steady there. I mean, he can only guard one of the guys there. So this series can go back and forth, and I believe will go back and forth. But ultimately, I will take the Bucks to win this series in a good 7-game series. The Celtics and Sixers meet again in the playoffs for the first time since the bubble, I believe. The Celtics, like I said, I didn't really break them down in their first round matchup against the Heat. We know the guys. It's Tatum, who's probably 4th in MVP voting right now. Jaylen Brown's that guy. You also got Malcolm Brogdon. You got Marcus Smart. Al Horford's still there, you know, the veteran presence. Grant Williams is a good role player, too. They had some other good role players in the stable. Like I said, the Sixers, they're a really good team, but I just don't trust Doc Rivers at this point in the playoffs to get it done. I mean, Joel Embiid's still there, but who knows how long he'll be healthy for. You know, knock on wood, I want these guys to be healthy for the whole run, but you still got to take that into account. We haven't seen him or James Harden really make it through a full playoff run in the last couple of years. And as much as it sucks for me to say for them to go out this early, I have the Celtics winning the series in 6 games. Next up is the conference finals, where we get a rematch of what we got last year in the Eastern Conference semis between the Bucks and Celtics, which is probably the series of the playoffs last year. These two teams are so evenly matched. The Celtics won the season series in this one 2-1. Like I said, you got so many guys to throw at Tatum if you're Boston after they just come off of a really hard fought series versus Cleveland. Milwaukee will be a little bit tired, but I still believe they could get it done in this series. I mean, like I said, Giannis is that guy. He's probably the best player in the world. Still got a good onslaught of role players that you could throw at the Celtics. But when these guys go to the bench, and we know they won't go to the bench often, but when they do, we're really going to have Joe Ingles guarding these wings for Boston. Like, when the Celtics go to the bench, you still got Grant Williams and Robert Williams who you could throw at Giannis. But when Giannis and Chris Middleton go to the bench, like I said, it's going to be Joe Ingles and Pat Connaughton guarding these guys. I don't think they'll be able to do it. Give me the Celtics in 7 to advance to the NBA Finals. Thank you for watching my prediction video. If you stayed around to the end, make sure you consider subscribing, leaving a like, and come back tomorrow to get the Western Conference and my finals prediction so you can see who I think the Celtics will go up against in the NBA Finals. Until next time, I love you guys. Peace.